This is the boat parade in my backyard. This is getting started.
What up, everyone? My name is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome to the Wheelhouse. So I wanted to talk to you about a bunch of different strategies and different ways that you can do things, and processes are important when trading or investing. There has been many successful trading strategies over the years. Many of them work. Some of them will make you a little bit more than others. Some of them will take a little bit more work trading in and out than others. But there's lots of ways, from just simply waiting till your price action goes above the 200. As an example, you would have bought Disney here at 124.04 back in November of 2020, and you would have essentially exited your trade. You might have had to go back and forth a few times, gotten faked out at 173.01, so it's about a $50 gain. That's a one method. It's not the tightest method. It's very old school. It was invented, long time ago. The Jesse Livermores and the Benjamin Grahams, do things this way. Usually, if you're below the 200, you're bearish, and if you're above, you're bullish, right? And there's other ways. We'll just go through a few different ways. So then you can do something like, you can tighten it up a little bit. You can say, well, if I'm above the 200 and I'm above the 50, then I'll get out and I'll sell. So you'd get in right here at 125.32. And if you go below the 50 right here, you sell at 185.57. And then you just basically, you can come back in if it goes back above the 50. Well, that works, and you're starting to kind of trade in and out a little bit more. But if you notice, sometimes it goes up and down below the 50. That usually means that that it's a choppy market. The particular sector is not doing great. Maybe it's not a leader. You're getting bounced around, so you can get stopped out. It could go sideways. A lot of things can happen. There's tighter methods where you can, wait for it to go above the 250, and then when it gets to the 30, you can set your stop on the 50. When it gets all the way to the 20, here, I'll put the 30 on there for you to see. Having trouble grabbing the little thing. There it is. Okay. So, there's the 30. All right. So basically, if you were to have a rule where you bought in above the 200 and the 50, and then your rule was once it got above the 30, you would just sell if it went below the 30. Boom, and you skip this little bit and you buy back in and you get out there, and it just basically keep you safer, because now you're entering and exiting on the 30 with a main entry rule. You can, graduate that to the 20. Okay, so again, let's say you accumulated when it got above the 200, and then it went through the 50, it went through the 30, it went through the 20. Now you can, have your stop on the 30, just like I showed you. You can add the 9 EMA. When you get up by the 9 EMA, you're quite bullish. Usually you're trending in the right direction, and EMAs show trend, and so does the 200. So again, you get in the 200 above it, and it graduates. It goes through the 50. It makes it to the 30. You now have your stop on the 50. It keeps going. It makes it to the 20. You now have your stop on the 30. You keep going. You get up past the 9. Maybe you move your stop to the 20. Or maybe you just, come in and out on the 9. So you stay up. If it crosses the 9, you get out. And then when it comes back in through the 9, you stay in, you get out, and now you're trading. Those are a few different methods. Another method is chart patterns and supports and resistances, right? There's, is there a bounce off support? If it goes below, do we short? If it goes above, do we scale in and buy more? There's those systems, okay? These are all great systems, tried, true, and they work. And it gets a lot more complicated, when you start throwing in rotating sectors and price to earnings ratios and what people are saying on TV and political environments and global landscapes and different things, right? It can get a lot more complicated. Then there's the breakout strategy, which I'm a breakout trader and I love breakouts. And then, there's different things. Hey, the RSI is oversold. The RSI is overbought. I'm going to, play with that. I'm going to buy when it's oversold or overbought. There's all kinds of different strategies. So, over a long time, I have figured out, different ways of looking at charts. Of course, I've been through probably millions of charts. I do it every day, all day long. And, I've figured out different methods that work. So if you're like a long-term person, you could just wait for the blue ribbon to go blue, and you could essentially stay in all the way until it went red. So on this one, you would have got in at 109.13 and simply just sold at 184.25. You made a great profit. Call it $75 for just relatively, right? Okay, and then you just got out and you just waited, and maybe right here you did the same thing. You got in at 177.83, and right here you got out and you made $2. Okay, you didn't make a lot, and you're just out. So you're skipping a lot of the stress. You're just working the ribbons, which is basically the 50 EMA strategy. You can also go short when the ribbons go red. And do that. You'll have a higher success if the ribbons are red and you're under the 200. As you notice on almost every chart, when you go below the 200 and these ribbons are red, you'll start seeing huge momentum down candles. That's because people tend to go short. And the first place that people go short is right here when the first lower high is established, and then you'll start seeing the downward momentum. And, it's very dangerous because you're still in the blue and you're still in an uptrend, but institutions and pros will do that. They'll push it all the way down until it goes to a red ribbon. And there's just a lot of strategies. Here's a support, a pivot bounce, establishing a floor. You can look at all that different stuff. Well, over the years, I have been working on something new. And I am a student, and I study all the greats out there, all the best of the best traders, investment techniques. And I've read all the books, and I've studied them all. And I know what works best. I know what doesn't work very good. Just from staring at charts all the time and looking at all these different methods and styles, and toying around with different indicators and changing the settings on them, I've come up with this system that I've never heard anybody. I know that nobody knows this system because I invented it basically, but basically you're not going to find it on Reddit. You're not going to find it on YouTube. You're not going to find it on Facebook. You're not even going to find it in a book until I decide to write one. And I've been beta testing this system. Okay, lots of different assets, whether they're stocks or crypto, different time frames, different methods to enter, different methods to exit, and I've figured a way to kind of simplify all the clutter that's out there from the news and price to earnings ratios. And, obviously things will work better on the system if you are using a lot of those really great methods like above the 200 and in that trend, and below the 200 and in that trend. But I found a way to simplify things and compound with a strategy that makes a lot of money. And I ran a model where you take $10,000 starting in 2021, so this year, and you were able to afford at that time 0.37 of a Bitcoin. And you, at the end of your journey of going long and going short, okay, so this does need a margin account, and it is for an active trader. It's not for somebody that just buys and holds forever. I do have strategies for that work very, very good. But this strategy maximizes your gains, compounds your money. And if you would have taken that $10,000 and bought 0.37 of a Bitcoin in 2021 and done this strategy, you would be up 1,700% as of today. And your 0.37 Bitcoin, you now have 2.12 Bitcoin. So let me just show you. All right, so look, before I get too deep into this, I've worked really, really hard trying to figure this out, thousands of hours into it, come up with the systems, try to simplify things. People can maximize their gains. Like I said, 1,700% thus far, and the year is not over on Bitcoin, doing it a specific way. Also on Apple, even though Apple is great and you could have done many methods, if you would have done my method, you'd be up 128% on your money on Apple this year. And you can do that on all your stocks and all your crypto. Now, with my method, I highly recommend that you select all the stocks and crypto that you are going to run and compound for the year. I personally have a little over 30 in my compound list, and this is what it is. What I do is I have my cryptos are tagged yellow, and then when they go into a bear trend, I tag them a different color. When things are bullish, and I haven't fixed all the colors in here because I just started like methodically putting mine together for 2022. But I'll have them be green when they're bullish and you're going long, and then I'll move them to like a different color, like red or something, if they're short, or they're coming down. So look, I have my Discord link down in the description. Okay, I'm going to be having a live seminar. I'm going to teach people this strategy. Now, if you upgrade, I'm going to teach you the full strategy, and you can take this strategy and you can take X amount of dollars, and over time you can compound it into as much money as you ever wanted. It doesn't matter if there's a market crash with my system. It doesn't matter price to earnings. It doesn't matter what's going on in the news. Supply chain shortages don't matter. Okay, nothing that you think matters in a traditional way of trading matters at all with this system. This is a momentum-based, trend-following system. It's a 12-point system. Okay, it's a probability system. Okay, everything in stocks is risk and probability, and I'm not going to get into everything, but as an example, if you have, call it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 6, there's a 7 and 8, there's a 9, there's a 10, there's an 11, there's a 12. Okay, there's 12 points. And like on this one, what is this, Bitcoin? So this has, out of 12, you have 0 out of 12 tell you to go long. 0 out of 12. Let's go take a look at, let's just take a look at Tesla really quick. Okay. So out of Tesla, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out of 12, you have 2 out of 12 are telling you to go long. 2 out of 12. That means with my system that there is a serious chance that Tesla should be coming down. Okay. Now, let's just take a look at Bitcoin as an example. And I don't want to get too into it, because what I want you to do is I want you to go to the Discord link. I want you to click it. I want you to go to the Wheelhouse Trading Discord and verify. Okay. I'm going to post on YouTube when I'm doing this live training. And if you're a Padawan, which gets all my trade alerts in the Wheelhouse Wednesdays, it's $49 a month. And that's a really good thing for you guys if you're struggling to have the trade alerts. If you want to upgrade to Jedi, you get all the courses, the Wheelhouse Wednesday, all the areas of the Discord open with all the other Jedis. And of course, I'm going to teach you all the methods for this strategy. Okay, so as an example, with Bitcoin, on January 1st, 2021, you had $10,000. You bought 0.37 Bitcoin. Okay, you entered at $27,815.85, and you exited at $36,115.17. You had a net gain of $8,299.32. Okay, divided by your 0.37 Bitcoin, you had a true net gain of $3,070.74. Add that number to your 10,000, and your 10,000 initial investment is now worth $13,070.40. Okay, now you're actually going to go short. So you're taking your $13,070.74 and you're buying in at the cost of Bitcoin at $36,096, okay? And at that time, at that price, with that amount of money, you were able to buy 0.36 of a Bitcoin, okay? It fell to 32,401, which gave a net gain of 3,695 and a total profit of 1330 and 20 cents. So you add your 1330.20 to your previous compound trade of 1307.74, and now you have $14,494. So in just 2 trades, your $10,000 is now worth $14,494. So now you take that and you go long, okay? You're buying in Bitcoin on January 28th, 2021 for $33,057.87. But because the prices have fluctuated and you have more money compounding, you actually now have 0.43 of a Bitcoin. Okay, so you bought in at 33,057.87 and Bitcoin ran and you exited at 50,913.13. You had a net gain of $17,855.26 per Bitcoin. But you didn't have a full Bitcoin, you had 0.43. So your net gain was $7,677.76. You add that to your compound that you had before you entered that trade of $14,494, and now you have $22,078.70. Well, you do this method up and down and up and down and up and down, and your $10,000 and your 0.37 Bitcoin where you started on January 1, 21 is now worth $170,172.39, and you have 2.122 Bitcoin. Now that's a 1,700% gain. Okay, I can make it where that 1,700% is actually much higher than that, but that is going to take you to be a Jedi, and I'm going to have to show you trading in different time frames, different methods. My strategy has this is the basic strategy, and even the basic strategy outperforms every other strategy that has ever been invented that I've ever come across. Okay, but I have a tighter strategy where you enter in on a specific time frame on the point system, and as it continues to go bullish into, say, like if it goes bullish, if you enter on the 1 hour and it goes bullish to the 2 hour, well, you cut it by 50% and exit on the 1 hour. If it goes bullish and you enter on the 1 hour and it goes to the 4 hour, you're exiting on the 2 hour. If it goes bullish to the 6 hour, you're exiting on the 3. If it goes bullish to the 8, you're exiting on the 4. If it goes bullish on the daily, you're exiting on the 8. If it goes bullish 2 days, you're exiting now on the daily. You're graduating it up, and you're following a system for entries and exits. That way you get in early, and you get the max, you get the meat of the move. I mean, not just the meat, but you get literally like almost all the move up and down of the entire asset or equity through the year following the system. Again, this is not for the type of person that, you know, has 2 jobs and can't sit in front of a computer. This is a system that takes you away from even having to have a job. If done correctly and follow the system, you can literally sit in front of your screen and you can make different trades throughout the year. Now, Bitcoin had, you know, the year's not over in 2021, and Bitcoin takes a lot of trades. But Apple only took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades this year, and starting with $10,000, you started with 77 shares and $10,000, and your $10,000 is now worth $22,861. And you have 127 shares and 128% net gain on your money. Your 10 grand is now 22,861, and the year is not over. So the way that I choose my stocks in crypto is I tend to like mega cap, okay, because they're safer. I tend to like, I'm okay with not super high growth and like crazy volatility. I mean, you can, with this strategy, you can make a lot more depending on what you choose, okay? So the method and the strategy will be the same. Your watch list will be different than the next person's or mine, okay? Now, I chose ones, what I did was I chose about 3 per sector. There's 11 sectors, and then I chose specific cryptos. I think I have like 4 or 5 in here now. I might have more, but it gets a little complex if you if you're doing like if okay, so also in my system it is depending. Okay, if you're in a full bull run, okay, everything's great. Every stock is above the 200. Every ribbon is blue. Everything is great. You're in a total bull run. Call it 2020 as an example. Well, then you're doing a system that you're doing my system based on like daily charts. Okay. But if it, and the same for bear, if you're in a full bear trend, you're doing it on daily. Okay. But if you're doing it, if it's like, mildly turbulent, you're doing it on a 4 hour. If it's like it's been recently when I'm making this video and it's very choppy, ups and downs and a lot of, big volatile swings to the high side and the downside, then, you might be doing that on the hourly. And then as far as cryptos, same thing, except it starts on the 4 hour and goes down to the minute. So there's a lot of little parts to the system, but believe me, the system is so much compartmentalized and smooth, and it has so much safety built in. The way that we do it, where we have 10 different compartments going, and instead of like pushing it all in to one or two, you have it broken in a certain way, and you have protection protocols built in there for safety. So my method has a lot of safety built in, and then it maximizes gains over every other method I've ever seen. And I want to teach it to you. So look, I was retired. I was a CEO of 3 global companies. I built massive empires. I've done a lot of stuff that I've done in my life. I do have a business finance degree. I have been a CIO. I stare at charts. I love this. I'm passionate about it. I figured something out. There's been people that figured stuff out, in the 1900s and the 1960s and the 1990s, and there's just new tools, and there's new things on the charts that have come about. We still use all those great methods, and they're wonderful, and to me they're like, some of those guys are it's Bible, I mean, for me, like, that's like the way those guys, and all those systems are built into my system. Okay, there's just an additional factor that I've discovered that keeps you on track, it keeps you safe, and it takes a lot of the noise out of the equation, and you just have to follow and trust the point system of how it works. And if you follow it to a T, you maximize gains, you compound your money, and you can take X amount of dollars, and you can literally make so much money over time. Now, I am doing the Jedi Compound Challenge. You can do it with real money, you can do it with play money. I'm actually have a simulator set up, so once you go to the Discord and you sign up and I teach you how to do this, we're gonna have a Jedi Compound Challenge for play money, and everybody's gonna start with $100,000. You can choose your watch list, you can do it on the method, you can choose your time frame, okay? And there's no reason why anybody, even if the market is bad, you can't 10x. I mean, I just showed you on Bitcoin, and we haven't even done a full year. You're at 17x. So you can certainly do it. So look, click the Discord. It's very inexpensive to upgrade to Jedi. It's only $99 a month. I'm going to show you a tool that can make you millions of dollars and change your entire life. So if that is something that you want to learn, $99 is nothing, especially for me that was retired and was getting on YouTube, making no money on YouTube, pulled my back from sitting in this chair so much, and spending all this time, 18 hours a day, making courses, doing the Discord, doing one-on-one coaching, doing these videos for you, coming up with this method, this strategy that I worked on for a long time, modeling it to teach you, to help you. So now you just need to make a choice if you want to be wealthy, or if you want to keep losing money, or if your strategy is great and you're just killing it, by all means, keep doing that. But I think that I've discovered something and can teach it to you, and you can try it even with play money and see if it works. And I'll tell you, it will work. Now, I know that it works for sure in a really good bull market. I've had to make some adjustments in this choppy market, and the adjustments come down to essentially a different approach and time frame that I'm using, and that seems to curb and solve the problem for the choppy market. So I've figured a lot of the stuff out. I have a specific way of doing things, a specific set of indicators, the specific settings on the indicators, and they have to be set a specific way and do a specific thing all at the same time. If they're not in sync, if they're not doing the same thing all at the same time, it tells you that it's going to fail. It's like the old O'Neill way, you know, like there's a lot of different types of bases, and specific bases with specific depths and lengths, and climbing up in a base and a base on base, and different types of bases. If you understand base breakouts, a lot of them will fail. Okay, and there's reasons why, and you can spot that if you study some of the greats. Okay, well, this method with the point system and the way things sync, it's another way of identifying if it's going to fail early or if it's going to actually run. And what's cool about my system is you actually get in before everybody else and you get out before everybody else. It's pretty insane. And if it truly does work, now I've been working on it for a long time. I have not got a full year in with this. Okay, I've gotten most of this year in when it was bullish and it worked really good, made a fortune. Then it got really choppy and the system wasn't working as well. I had to make some adjustments, which I recently did, and now it seems to be back on track. But it takes a little bit more attention and trading in and out in the choppy market. You also gotta, you know, things will make the system maximize gains even more, like being in the right sector, working with leaders, you know, all those things from the greats, right? Those are all going to play into the strategy as well. In addition, okay, so yeah, click the Discord. I'm going to be doing a live stream. I'm going to teach you guys how to literally do this compound strategy, and we're going to have a 10x Jedi compound challenge for 2022. And I'm going to, before that, I'm going to have the seminar, and I'm going to teach all of you guys some of the methods to do this. And when you upgrade, I'm going to teach you all of the methods to do it. And you're going to kind of want to upgrade for that very small amount of money. And the reason why is because the difference between learning the general basics of it, which is good, it'll work, it'll make you money, but learning all of it will maximize your money. It'll compound your money to, you know, the maximum, and then it'll keep you extra safe, extra stress-free, and it'll just everything will make a lot more sense for you. So it's $99 a month, and I'll probably be raising that price significantly once the word gets out of how well this system works and how I do it. Let me just show you an example of something. So I made a fortune on DraftKings, okay? Now, some people are like, hey, I'm buying DraftKings for the long term, which is great. I actually love DraftKings. I really, really like DraftKings. I'm a poker player. In fact, I have a World Poker Tour shirt on right now. I love DraftKings. Really, really like the company. I don't feel that the price should be this low. I do think it's worth this amount, but I've been in DraftKings for a long time. In fact, I hit this perfect. Boom. I hit this. 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 And I've not been in any of the bad. Okay, I've made a fortune on this thing. You can dollar cost average, and it could take years for it to go. And I do think that DraftKings is a phenomenal company. But I don't like dealing with all the stress personally. I just like being in when it's going up and I'm going long and making money. And if it's not, then I can go short and I can make money on it. And I'm not, you know, even though I like DraftKings, doesn't mean that, you know, I can't maximize and take it down, you know, because that's why this is happening. A lot of people are doing that. A lot of institutions are doing it. They're tearing it down. And like I've made videos, 70% of all the stocks in the S&P have underlying weakness. They're under the 50. And 40 or 50% of them are under the 200. And a lot of people don't really realize this, but in the 2000 .com crash, there was a very similar situation to what is going on right now in the market. There was these huge down days, kaboom, kaboom, and then some big up days, boom, boom, spikes, right? And then there was not a follow-through day, and you're waiting for a follow-through day. And depending on the way the volume works and the follow-through day on those, what ended up happening is the mega caps at that time, the Microsofts and Apples, but before it was Qualcomm and AOL, if I recall. They zoomed up and they spiked like Microsoft and Apple is right now. Then, it was a huge run up to all-time high. Volume was increasing when it was shooting down. Then volume was drying up as it slowly increased, which is what's going on now, to a top. Then the mega caps went up, and then right after, everything fell. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but it is almost identical to a peak top euphoric pattern to what happened then as what's currently going on now. Now, in my courses, I teach you how to spot tops, how to short, trading with the trend, the market phases. I teach you every single thing that I know, and I know a lot. I know a lot, okay? I mean, it is a very deep course. Just look at the last video where I said 10x Jedi challenge, and just go past the first part of the COVID and all that stuff, and listen to what I have to say, and go look at those courses. See what's going on in there. And if you want to learn, this 2022 is going to get tricky, and if you don't have a strategy and a plan like my plan, you could get demolished. You'd be better off not being in the market, because this is going to be a pro level type market. So you're gonna need a mentor like me, a coach, a group, a trading group like we have, and systems, processes, efficiencies, and a plan, and to keep you in line, and that you can work within, and you can trust the plan and stick to it, instead of freaking out. Like, for instance, my plan, it could have got a little sketchy with Tesla. As an example, right now it shows that you would be short on Tesla, yet there was a couple days this week where Tesla went up, like, between the couple days, $80. That would have been pretty sketchy, but the plan still says stay short. So, and the plan seems to work 100% of the time thus far, and it's still being tested, but been tested a lot. I mean, a lot. So, yeah, I mean, just click the Discord, get in there. You can get in there for free, and I'm going to teach the live seminar to everybody that's upgraded and non-upgraded for free. But the ones that are upgraded are going to have all the courses, the one-on-one coaching with me, you get 10 hours of that, personal coaching, and then the Wheelhouse Wednesdays, which is group trainings, which is phenomenal. And then I'm going to teach you all the methods of this going into 2022. And this could be the difference of being average and being exceptional. I have never been an average person. Everything I've ever done in my life has been extraordinary. I've invented things. I've made multi millions. I'm sitting in a huge estate, not a mansion, an estate on the water. I got my own boat dock down there, sick cars in the garage, an elevator. Like, that's not the point. The point is that, I think out of the box. And I always have, and that has always gotten me somewhere. I've always been an early adopter, an early inventor into certain industries and spaces. I have a huge Rolodex of contacts all around the world, big players, and I'm just one of those people. I think out of the box, and I do things a little different, a little unorthodox, and I create ways, and they always become successful. And I've created a new method that I am doing for myself. You can certainly learn it, try it. You can do it with paper money, and you can see how you could have turned $10,000 into $170,000 using my strategy on Bitcoin, or done it on Apple, or any of your favorite stocks, any of your favorite cryptos. And once you learn this, you will no longer have to have food brought to you, because you will be the hunter and everybody else will be the prey. Don't be average, be exceptional. Who loves you, baby? Welcome to the Wheelhouse.